Hi everybody, welcome to a Facebook Live with Jeannie. I am Jeannie Nielsen, the Card Lady, and I'm very excited to be here with you today. Today I am going sideways again, and I'm trying to do it. I'm doing it just for Cindy, so hopefully she watches this later to show you that I'm brave. I keep looking at the wrong side of the camera because of course I'm on that side of the camera's there. So I apologize, but I am so excited about today's cards. So incredibly excited. I am using the Lighting the Way bundle. This bundle is in the mini catalog. I'll show it to you down so that you're not going to, it's not backwards or anything. Right now I'm backwards because when I flip down, I think that I'm going to be able to do this. We're going to see. We are going to see if this is all going to work today. Trying new things, being brave. Lighting the Way comes with a set of dies, and one of the dies is actually a lantern, and it's so incredibly cool. I can't even tell you how excited I am about these cards, so I hope some of you join me soon. When I flip down, you're going to be able to see the March host code. This March host code, with a $35 order, you will get the 6 cards. With a $50 order, of course, you get an embellishment with it. I don't know if I have any embellishments with today's cards yet or not, so I'm going to have to come up with a 4th card. I'm going to have to come up with some embellishment to use. The cards were beautiful as they were, so I'm very excited about that. Okay, Lighting the Way, very inspirational. It has 3 different, beautiful font with 3 different sentiments. Thanks for lighting the way. Follow your dreams, and you are all kinds of wonderful. And I love all of those. And then, of course, it has the fireflies. It has a big and a little firefly. And I have to tell you, when I saw Queen Bee, I didn't like the hairy bee, but I do love this one. So I'm going to flip down and show you these 3 wonderful cards. And actually what I'm going to do, don't get dizzy, but I'm going to flip up so I can look down on it. I can see what you guys are seeing and maybe even see your comments. So that's the idea. So thank you everybody that's joining. Make sure you like and share this video, and I hope you're going to love these cards. Okay, so we're going to flip up. I apologize for just a second. We're going to flip up. And we're going to flip down. So far, so good. Okay. Cindy, you're going to be very proud of me. Here's the Lighting the Way bundle. There's my March host code. And I'm even going to try, I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I'm going to try and see if I can see myself on the Facebook, on the my iPad that I got for Christmas, just so that I could do this too. Okay, so here we go. Hi, Lori. I see you. Can't wait to see you on Thursday. I was so sad when we had to cancel class last week. So this week, wait until you see these cards. Okay, let's get to the first card. The first card, I just love this card. Look at how cute this card is. It uses some embossing. I'm going to do some embossing on it. But really, this card is so simple. I've already done these, the die cuts. I did these lower wings in, oh my goodness, Smoky Slate, and then Basic Gray for the upper wings, and then a little bit of Daffodil Delight, and I'll show you how I put them together. This beautiful blue and white variegated ribbon, little bit of embossing, a strip right across, and we've got a beautiful card. So let's make that card first. I've got everything ready to go to do that. I guess I'm not going to see myself. Oh, I do see myself a little bit. So let's see if I can see the comments too as they go along. Oh, nope, not going to work. There, I'm just going to get that out of the way so that it doesn't talk while I'm talking. Okay, so I've got this already. This is a Balmy Blue card base. It is 4 1/4 by 11 inches, scored at 5 1/2 inches. So cut the long way and scored in half. Okay, so we've got that. Then I have all these little pieces that I'm going to put together. This is the Playing in the Rain paper, and who would know that it's so beautiful? It really is. So, I was thinking that I saw a card similar to this that used a blue paper that you're going to see down the road that I loved. But for now, we're going to first do some embossing, and then I will attach that. So I've got my Versamark ink right here. Oh, that's a messy one, isn't it? Look at that. that's okay. It still works. I have here, this is all the lightning. This is like the path of the lightning bugs. And you know what? I see that it's dirty, so hang on 1 second. I used it also for some black, and I didn't even think about that. So let's do this first. Okay, so I'm inking up. Hopefully this is juicy enough to do this. I'm inking up my stream of lights. There's some mini lightning bugs in here. I can see them. I know that you probably can't, but that's what this is supposed to be. I could also have made them yellow, I suppose. But so what I'm going to do is stamp this. Let's put a piece of paper under here so I'm not going to make this dirty. I'm going to stamp this up here like that. And I'm going to stamp one more down at the bottom like this. And by doing that, I think I'm going to have plenty of room in between for my sentiment, just like I have here. Okay, so let me add some white embossing powder. I have all of my containers labeled. I was going to do it so that, oh, it isn't upside down. Look at that. Okay, so I've got all my little Glad containers labeled with the appropriate powder. And what I'm going to do, I have these spoons from Orange Leaf from way back when we used to have the Orange Leaf frozen yogurt. And because I did a little goof, I can see a little bit extra. This is your chance to get rid of those stray halos that you might get. I haven't shown you the other 3 cards because I want you to stay tuned. And boy, I'm getting warm down here. Let me take off my sweater. I'll leave my shirt on for you, but I'm going to take off my sweater. Okay, I've got my non-Stampin' Up! Heat tool right here, and I'm going to heat this up. And it only takes a minute. You can see this one is much brighter than that one. And I kind of wait, I kind of move it along, and you can see the magic happening right in front of you. If I kept you on camera, I sat down for just a second. So there we go. Hopefully you got to see that. Let's go like this. And then what I'm going to do next is, I am going to build my bees. My lightning bugs. So I just need, I put all of the pieces in the card. So let's see, do I see the yellow pieces? They must still be in the envelope. Yep. There we go. Still in the envelope. Okay. I'm going to add here. Do I have my silicone mat here? No, actually my silicone mat right now is in my Stamparatus because I used it for a technique last week. So I'm going to go like this. First I'm going to put, oh boy, I'm batting 1,000. I'm just going to put this, you can see where it goes, right, it just kind of fits right there. And then I'm going to, after that, I'll have to get rid of that later. That's that, and then I'm going to add just these lower wings. And what I'm going to do is just a dab of glue right there, and I'm just going to attach it. And I can see where to attach it because all the body parts end up at the head right there. So that's perfect. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with number 2. Let me just add the glue right there. Add my body. And you have to, hopefully my fingers aren't too sticky. You have to be careful because I did take off the feelers, the antennae before, which was not my idea. It's so funny. I always stamp standing up. And when I do my Facebook Live, I do it sitting down. And I keep remembering that I'm supposed to be standing up so that you guys can see me and I can see you. Thank you everybody for joining me. Okay, I love these cards. Wait, don't go away because this is a cute one. It's not my favorite though. Wait till you see one of these cards. It has a little tea light in it. Okay, so I'm going to put this right there, just like that. And the other one, I'll put another dimensional. And I guess the big one is hiding behind those wings. Normally, I think yesterday I used a mini dimensional. We'll put it just like that. There we go. And then we're going to just stamp our sentiment and put it right across the middle. Okay, let's see. I'm already getting messy and I've only just begun. Okay, so I think this says, thanks for lighting the way, which is what I wanted it to say. This is a 1/2 inch strip. So I have here, I told you again, Balmy Blue, 4 1/4 by 11 inches. Then I have this Smoky Slate, which I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is 3 7/8 by 4 7/8 by 3 5/8. And then of course this one is 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. And that's the Playing in the Rain paper. Okay, so now I have a 1/2 inch strip, and this is also 3 7/8 inches across. And I'm going to do my best to stamp this straight. Oh, not bad. Look at that. I can generally see, and I normally, you know how I always say, trust the block. Well, I didn't look at the block to see if it was straight, so that was not a good thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do first, I'm going to attach this across the center. And then I'm going to attach my, oh, I should have done it here. Here, let's do it like that. Maybe even a little further down. I should have attached this first. Okay, so we're going to attach the designer paper to the Smoky Slate matte layer. Did I tell you guys how excited I was about this card? And then we've got the variegated ribbon. So we're going to tie a bow with a variegated ribbon. Let me use this. Let me just sit down for a second and make sure I can tie this. I'm going to tie it just in a bow off to the side around this layer. So we're going to go like this. I always make a little loop. Then I go around my thumb and through. And it either turns out beautiful sideways or upside down. It's never a right side up bow. Beautiful. Okay, got my scissors here. And the reason I wanted to do this first, I just love this ribbon. This ribbon is part of the By the Bay suite, and it's so pretty. Don't pay any attention to it though, because I need to order for my goodie bags for my retreat, which is April 29th here in Lynnfield, Massachusetts. Very excited about that. I've been planning, and we are planning again tonight how to make this even better for everybody. So now what I want to do is attach this, and I have to make sure, I'm going to bring this even a little bit more to the side. What the struggle for me is making sure that the ribbon lines up, and I think it's going to, it needs to go down a tiny bit. The ribbon has to line up and kind of be in the middle of that strip, which I've already attached. So let's see. There's probably a better way to do this. Maybe I should have attached the strip after I attached the ribbon, which is essentially what I'm doing, except the strip is laid in place in the ribbon. Okay, let's go down a tiny bit more. And you know what I'm going to do? Yes, I'm just going to glue it. Okay, hold that thought. I'm just going to glue it, and then I can kind of slide it into place yet, but that's going to do a good job of making sure that my ribbon also doesn't slide. So Yeah. Now it's a tiny bit too low. See if I can slide it up. That's about as high. And then this one is crooked. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious me. There we go. Okay, good enough. Actually, not bad. So here's card number 1. And I'm going to stamp something for the inside. Let's see. I think for the inside, now that I've already used my Versamark, I am going to do a trail of the lightning bugs. Let's do it like this. I'll do it off to the side here, just like that. And I'll do it again on the envelope. But okay, I'm going to cheat and put one of my lightning bugs here already that I'm going to be using for a future card. So hold that thought. This is the smallest one. It's really easy. If you're not careful, it's really easy to get a halo with this one. So it's really important that you first look before you put it down. I'm going to wipe that off. And I'm going to put my lightning bug right there. Ta-da! And now I'm getting the black on the paper and not on my cardstock, which is lovely because that's not normal. Okay, and I can stamp something else inside, but we're going to attach that inside. So, of course, I keep forgetting, when you are doing this card, when you get this card in the mail, you will need embossing powder, of course. And you'll need the stamp set. It's going to be hard to do it without the stamp set, but I'm going to make you want it by the time you see all 3 of these cards. The ribbon, of course, is included. Any die cuts are included, so this would be included, all ready to go. So, card number 1. Isn't that lovely? Oh, and I almost forgot. This one, I on purpose put the raindrops down, which could be lightning bugs. This one, I didn't pay any attention. So I'm just so incredibly lucky that it actually turned out the right way. That's all I can say. So incredibly lucky. Oh, and I look at this, and this was basic gray, and this is smoky slate. I think I like the basic gray better. So I think your card will come with basic gray. I don't know how I missed that, but okay, there we go. Card number 1. Voila, what do you guys think? Okay, card number 2. I'm going to save the most impressive card for last. So card number 2, I do really like too, but I have to do a little bit of die cutting. Okay, so this is card number 2. Isn't that so cool? And wait till you see how I made it. So I've got all the pieces here to go, ready to go. Oh, thank you, Cindy. I love the bees too. I really do. The bees, or the lightning bugs in this case, since I've decided they're lightning bugs. I think they are if they're with the lanterns in the nighttime. But okay, so I have an evening evergreen base, 5.5 by 8.5. Scored at 4 1/4. So this one is cut across and then scored down the middle. Okay, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then next, I have this layer, and this layer is soft seafoam. And I'm pretty sure I made the soft seafoam 3 3/4. Yes, I did. So it's 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. That's going to go on the bottom. I'm not going to put it on yet because I have to do a little bit of stamping, and we'll do that in just a second. And that means that my layer here, and this is the, it's the new paper. You know what? I have to look. This is the paper pack. Looks like Fancy Flora. So that's the paper. You guys probably already came up with the name before me. I apologize, but as soon as I go live, I forget everything. Okay, so I've done a little bit of the die cutting ahead, but not all of it. So this I said was 3 3/4 by 5 inches. I'm going to make this layer just 1/8 of an inch smaller. So I've got my paper cutter here, and I can do any part of the paper that I want. So I'm going to do it. I have to do it in the right direction though, so I can see. 3 5/8, that is 1/8 inch less than 3 3/4. 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. And that's an 1/8 inch less than 5 inches. So we got a lot more yellow on this card. Okay, I'm gonna save this. And this is actually how I made the card. So wait until you see this. Okay, I'm gonna move that out of the way. I don't think I need my paper cutter anymore, but I do need my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So let me grab that. And I forgot, and I need the big one because this is a big die. This is the Picture This die. It also has the rectangular labels that you can use instead, but I use this sometimes for just for the circles, but they're not very, I think 3 smaller ones are the same size. These side ones are the same, and I believe this one here is larger. And I left my plates right here. I've got brand new plates. Aren't these so beautiful? These are only going to look like this right now. As soon as it goes through, it already gets the first blemish on it. What I'm going to do is put my die on here somewhat straight, just like that. Just like that. And I'm going to cut it out. So, cut it out. Here we go. Sorry, I'm shaking you. Oh, yay. Thanks for joining me, Judy. Oh, sorry. This is what happens when I have a shorter pole or whatever you want to call it to hold the camera, tripod. So I'm glad you could join me. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. I'm going to take out all the little circles and I'm going to stamp on a couple of these. So I'm going to stamp on a couple of the little ones and then we're going to put it back in. So I think the first thing I want to do is attach the soft sea foam to my evening evergreen. Nope, that's not the first thing I want to do. The first thing I want to do is lay down my piece of designer paper, and I need to stamp a couple of my, there we go. You can see that I stamped a couple of these trails of lightning bugs. So I am going to take my trail of lightning bugs and my memento. And it's okay if you see it off the paper. We're going to do it like that. And then I'm going to do another one down at the bottom, just like this. I'm trying to see. I think that's about right. We'll see. We will see. We'll make it work no matter what. I can always put my bee and my lightning bug in the middle of everything. But okay, now that I've done that, now I can attach my soft sea foam to my evening evergreen. So let me just do that real quick, just like that. As long as I am perfectly centered, this is all going to work. Okay, so now what I need to do, I'm going to lay this here on it, just like that. And I'm going to put in, okay, that's not what I'm going to do first. The first thing I'm going to do is stamp my sentiment where it says follow your dreams, because that one fit on the biggest circle. And it doesn't matter if I'm not straight, because I can turn my circle any direction that I want to. Perfect. There we go. Let's do that. And then, like I told you guys, this little mini lightning bug is really hard to stamp without a halo. But we're going to try to do it. And I'll show you what I did when it turns out that I did have a little bit of a halo. Nope, that's not too bad. It's not really bright enough. But I'm afraid to press too hard because I want to make sure. Oh, that one's better. And actually, oh yeah, I've got to do one more anyway. I do need all 3 of these. Okay. So if you guys don't remember, tomorrow is the last day of celebration. This is a perfect bundle to get for your last hurrah for celebration. It's so cute. If I had, you can see, I'm going to show you here. I had, right there, a little halo mark. So I used instead I made a little trail with my journaling marker. I don't know if you guys have these markers or not still. I have one here. And it's just a fun thing to make a little track. So if I had done it so that I made my halo, and I stamped so perfectly that I couldn't even show you guys. That's a shame. We're just going to make a little trail because the other one I think is a little bit too big. Okay, now, next. There we go. What I'm going to do next is glue these circles in. And what I want to do is glue it before I attach this paper, because I think what I wanted to do was, see, so this was the back. I'm going to do this, set it up so perfectly that when I attach this with dimensionals, it's going to work. So isn't that cool? Got that. I'm going to hold everything in place and do everything at the same time. This may not be your favorite card either, but wait till you see the last one. I'm telling you, it's a keeper. I'm so excited about it. Okay, doesn't matter which direction as long as it sticks. My fingers are getting really kind of sticky. Look at that, really kind of yucky. So everything's sticking to me. One more that way. I wish that one was a little bit brighter, but it's not. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is remove this and add my dimensionals. So you want one in every corner for sure. Just about every spot you really want it. That's 3. This is more dimensionals than I normally use, but I kind of feel like with this one you need it so that it pops it up. So just have fun adding your dimensionals. I actually think I'm going to add one more right there. There we go. Make sure I'm still in the camera. I keep forgetting and sitting down. One more down here. You know what? Once I put this on, it's not coming up, so I better have it on in the right spot. That is for sure. Okay, so what I'm going to do, center it right over top, and voila, hopefully I'm happy with it. I don't think that's half bad. Just realized I need some mini dimensionals for my bees. So what I'm going to do instead is with my paper snips, cut the sides of my larger dimensionals because these will work out well. I got my bees that I'm going to add here. Bees, I keep calling them bees, not bees. I got my lightning bugs, my gold lightning bugs. I decided gold matched really well with the yellow. I don't know if this is Daffodil Delight or Mango Melody. I think it's a little bit of both actually. Daffodil Delight and Mango Melody. I should have gone up further with that. Oh well, it is what it is. I'll learn to teach you guys in class and to tell you that when you do it at home, just stamp up a little bit higher. Okay, sorry, I'm making a mess of this last little piece of dimensional. I don't know if there's a, yeah, that'll work. Okay, and we're going to do it like that. So there is card number 2. And once again, I can do the same thing as I did with the last card. I've got my Very Vanilla because I decided this was not definitely a bright card. I wanted to tone it down a little bit. So I'm not going to use the brighter one. What do I want to do? Well, I can't do my, there's some greens, some grasses. I'm not going to do that. Oh, I could do the smaller one. You know what? We'll do the same thing. We're going to do, again, the same kind of inside because I think it's beautiful. There's our trail of lightning bugs. And I'm just going to stamp one more mini lightning bug right over here. Beautiful. And that is sending beautiful thoughts to somebody. So we'll insert that into the inside of the card. I think I'm going to say do something else, stamp something else in there too. So I'm not going to insert it yet until I finish that, but that's our inside. So this is card number 2. This one worked out much better for my trail of lightning bugs. And it's so cool. You can actually see the little lightning bugs more when I look at the stamp than when I look at this, but they are there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Okay, so that's card number 2. Okay, I know you guys are all tuned in because you want to see card number 3, which I love. Okay, so card number 3, this is just the best. This is card number 3. And the best thing about this is that it's a specialty card. It's an easel card. Goes like that, but it gets even better. I've got my tea light, and I'm gonna, I bought some new tea lights today. They're a little smaller that are gonna work. And when you look at this, this is actually, you know what? Can you see it glowing? Flickering a little bit. Isn't that so cool? Just love this card. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do this because I worked it out and it works out really, really nicely. For them, a lot of the die cutting is done. I just have to die cut these leaves once I stamp them. And then we have to die cut the little square behind here. So we're going to go through this card right now. I'm going to make it with you and you guys can make it for your classes or for yourself. Here we have Starry Sky. And now it feels dark in here. I don't know, it's getting dark outside. And we have snow moving in, that doesn't help. I have 5.5 by 8.5. I've scored it both at 2 3/4 and at 5.5. No, that's not right. 5.5 by 8.5. I scored it at 4 1/4 and at 2 1/8. So it's half of the center of the card plus half on this side, 2 1/8. So you're going to score it at 4 1/4 and 2 1/8. Okay. Then I have my designer paper. And I can't take credit for this. I actually saw a card by Amy Conders using this. This is actually a piece of the free Enjoy the Journey designer paper. Isn't that so cute? I love that. Love the sky. And for this, it's actually lightning bugs. But okay, so we are going to attach that to another piece that is 5.5 by 4 1/4, a whole quarter sheet of Starry Sky. And I'm going to attach this to that. You're going to go just like that. I was so excited when I figured this out yesterday. Next, what I'm going to do is take my pieces of, let's see, I need first this. And this is going to just get, I'm just going to lay it on the line here of the Starry Sky designer paper, or Night of Navy, the Enjoy the Journey designer paper. And then what I need to do is take my pencil And I'm going to make a little mark at the top of the lantern, the bottom, and these two sides. So when I take this away, I'm going to see just where to cut it. I don't know if you can see those lines. Let me see if I can see it. You can see those little marks there. So I took the smallest stitch square, the Stylish Shapes, and I'm going to put it just right there. That's what I'm going to do, right? I want it to inside. There we go. Okay. This is why I needed new plates today, because I knew that this was going to be a challenge. It's going to want to move on me. This is probably where I would want to make sure that I had a Post-it note ready to go. And I actually do if I should need it. So what I'm going to do, just like I said, I'm going to put this on my plate. Just like that. I want to make sure it's in between those two lines. Okay. Pull it out. And let me hope for the best. Since I'm telling you this is how it works, let's hope that it really does work this way. Okay. So far, so good. It's not exactly straight, but maybe the lantern isn't going to be straight either. Okay, I need this for one more second, so I'm not going to put it too far away, because if I'm going to do this, I also need to do it on my other layer. So what I'm going to do, see, I didn't quite line it up as well, because I would have liked to have done it through the fold, but that's okay. It will work. Yeah, definitely not quite as perfect as it worked yesterday. I'm going to make those squares again, and I'm going to remove the top layer. And now what I'm going to do is cut this one out. And I don't like that it's above my line, but it's going to work, so I'm not going to worry about it. As long as it's not too much above my line. And that's why I did it there, and that's why I already laid the lantern there to start with. Okay, so let's move this through. Thank you to everybody watching me. And let's just hope that this turns out as well as I hope it's supposed to. Okay, so I've now done it through again, and I have another piece. Whatever you want to do with it, it doesn't matter. Let me just put my square in my magnetic fold so I don't lose it. And now we're going to get on to, oh, I don't want to go too far. I forgot. I do have to stamp my Night of Navy grass yet. So let me do that real quick. What I did was, with Night of Navy, I have to do actually two more things. Okay, I'm going to just ink up this scrap of Night of Navy. I just love the definition on here. See, I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, it's not inking up. But it actually is. And when you look at it, there's so much definition when you go to look at the stamp. Okay, I should probably have done that on one of my Stampin' Pierce mats, but I think I can see it okay. Let me close up my Night of Navy before I stick my elbow in it. I'm like you guys, if I don't get covered with ink, it doesn't look like I've stamped it all, right? Okay, this is the last thing that I have to do. Yeah, the snow is definitely moving in. It's getting darker and darker here. In fact, dark enough that I want to turn on my light here. There we go. Shedding some light on this subject here. It is really hard to see this. I'm going to do my best. That's about right. When I was over there yesterday, it was much easier to see it. And I definitely have better light in the other side of my room where my class people go. Okay, I think that's pretty good. We'll just hope for the best. Move this through. I want it to look like nighttime, so that's what we're doing. Certainly looking like nighttime here in my craft room, right? Okay. I think we're all set. I'm going to move these to our magnetic bowl. I'm going to take this off, move this out of the way. Couple more things to do, and then this card is going to be done, and it really was that easy. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is attach my cardstock only to the bottom half. So because it's going to be an easel card, I want to make sure that I'm not gluing both sides. So rather than adding the adhesive to only half, I'm going to add the adhesive to this part because I can see the window and I can see where I'm supposed to add it. So just like that. Perfect. And then I'm going to take some dimensionals and I'm just going to pop up a few of these grasses here. And I must have walked off with my minis today because I've been making cards all weekend long. Oh, let's put our lantern there first. So this is part of the brushed silver foil. And I actually had a couple of packages from Celebration last year. This is like the gunmetal. It's like a blue, purple, silver, and it matched really nice, I thought. And I just remembered something else I have to do now. How was I doing this? Yep, I was doing it. I did something wrong already. Oh, well, this is not what I wanted to do. Let's see if I can get it in here yet without doing too much ripping. I've got my vellum. I forgot to put in my vellum. So what I'm going to do is just add a couple of, on each side, just add my vellum in here and slide it in there. There we go. Perfect. There we go. I keep forgetting what I was doing. And then the other thing I want to do is, because I need the light of the lantern before I put the lantern in, I am going to stamp with some Mango Melody right here in the center. That's it. And that'll take a little bit to dry on the vellum, so I'm not going to try not to touch that. Okay, let's put our dimensionals on here. Just build it up. And you know what I did yesterday, and I actually did it with a mini dimensional, I believe, but I didn't worry too much about getting the dimensionals on the side here because I'm going to cover that up with the grasses. So let me just put this here too. There we go. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to line it up right here, just like that. And then I'm going to take my grasses and kind of build them up just like that. So does that make sense? So I'm going to hide that dimensional if I can. That's the plan. I'm just kind of building this up. I don't think I need too much more. I'll put a little bit of glue right there. And then I'm going to go like that. And this part, I can even cover that up with that as well. So whatever I wanted to do, I can cover up the dimensional a little bit just by using my grasses. So it worked out better yesterday. Oh well, that's because I used minis yesterday. There we go for that part. And then what I'm going to do, I have these little fireflies already die cut, already stamped, and I'm just going to color their little bodies. Yesterday's I did striped. I'm going to do the whole thing today though, because the whole thing is going to be lit up for the world to see. There we go. Another dimensional here. This card is just full of dimensionals, isn't it? And let's see. I'll do it like this, flying towards the light. And then this one, I will also have flying towards the light right here. And I'll put it right just like that, kind of hiding the bottom there. Very cool. Okay, so I'm not done yet. I need to do two things. I have a label here that is hopefully large enough that I'm going to stamp again with "Thanks for lighting the way." So I again need either Memento, or I could use my Night of Navy. I think I'm going to use the Memento because I love this font. If you look at this, the font is very fine. If I use the Night of Navy, I think it's not going to look as fine. It could get a little muddied up. So, okay, once again, this is a 1/2 inch strip. And, ooh, not bad. Not bad. And then what I'm going to do is take my paper snips that are here someplace and just trim my edge just like that. And a couple more dimensionals. I'm almost done, guys. This really is an easy card. The hardest part was lining up the lantern with that fold, but you'll see. It's going to work out fine. Okay, and of course, no, you know what? Too long. Too long again. I think that has to be closer too. It's kind of too close to my, because of where I put my, we'll just do it like that. Okay, so that's perfect there. We're almost done, but not quite. Now what I'm going to do is do a little strip of paper here. I'm not going to glue it yet though, because I have a label, hopefully here someplace. Yes, I do. I have a label that I'm going to stamp. And I think that's what I'm going to stamp with, not the Follow Your Dream one. There must be one more stamp on here. This one. You're all kinds of wonderful. You're all kinds of wonderful, it says. Boy, that's hard to read backwards. We're going to stamp that right in the middle. Not bad. Sometimes I get lucky. Not usually on camera. Okay, so what I want to build this up too, because I want to be able to open my card like that. So what I'm going to do is find my dimensionals. And the reason I didn't put the strip on yet is because I'm going to stick it onto the strip. Now, if I had my, I'm going to do it just like that. If I had my silicone mat, it would be easier. So what I'm going to do is take my glue now, add my strip, and I can do one more dimensional under there, I think. That should work. And we're going to attach it actually down a little bit further. I didn't do the full 5.5. I did 5 1/4 inches. I don't know why. Why did I do 5 1/4 inches? I have no idea. But anyway, so that's the card. We're going to have to come up with some, it's not quite as centered as I wanted it to be. And then we're going to put that there, and voila. This is supposed to hook under there. And we've got our easel card. This is going to work much better, of course, when this is a smaller votive that are coming in the mail by Amazon Prime, courtesy of tomorrow. But you see the light shining through there, just like that. And people are going to love this card. Isn't that so cool? Anyway, I think that's it. Let's see if I can do this so that you guys can... No, we're going to go backwards. So I can say goodbye to you guys. There we go. Thanks so much for joining me. I had so much fun with this. This is next week's class, and it really isn't as difficult as I make it sound, but that's because I'm limiting myself to about 3 feet square, and I can't work in that kind of space. I spread out everywhere. So thanks for joining me. I will see you next week. Next week is Tuesday. I forgot. I have to do next week Tuesday. They asked me to switch my schedule for the clinic next week. So next week Tuesday, join me at 5 o'clock my time. And I will have more fabulous ideas. Love you guys. Bye.